So current situation is obviously turbulent. There's a lot of panic going on, there's a lot of uncertainty, and this is the time when we shouldn't be making any emotional or any rash decisions. We should refer to our financial plans. If we don't have one documented, an awesome time to meet and sit with a financial advisor. And especially if you've got one, is to go and refer to it and have those conversations. Phone your financial planner and talk to them about it. Now is not the time to be making any drastic decisions. And by way of examples, in our interactions I've had over the last 2 to 3 days with clients, the one has a significant monthly debit order going into investments. And I want to say significantly, the number he's got in, that he's contributing monthly is 14,000 Rand a month. He's still got 21 years to go to retirement. So should he stop? Shouldn't he? Should he keep doing it? And the thinking here is, this is a blip in his journey towards retirement. Now remember, this is all going to be very specific to your needs, goals, and where you are in your life. But for this gentleman, he can afford to continue his contributions, so that's fine. His plan is still sound, so that's fine. He should then continue that monthly debit order. What happens in this case? He's now buying good quality companies, part of his planning process, at a significant discount. What I mean by that is there's, as we've all seen, a massive run on retailers. People are going and buying every single product under the sun. There is nothing wrong with the retailers. They are making money because we are giving it all to them, every last cent we have. The banks are making money. Why? Because if you didn't have any, you're using your credit cards and you're using your overdrafts. So you're now going to incur significant interest charges. Who does that benefit? All the banks. So you keep buying their stocks, keep owning a share in their businesses, because as normality returns, as we get to grips with this pandemic that is now ravaging the world, and as we're experiencing in South Africa, those companies will continue to operate, will continue in business. You now own a portion of them. Everything that's been happening now will come through in their numbers, and you will see significant growth numbers for them with massive dividend increases. So in the next 6, 12, and 18 months, those that have held on to their investments and continue buying at a lower price, and that's called Rand cost averaging, will benefit from these extra dividend flows, this extra growth in the company. And as markets return to normal and prices go back up, this 30% loss that we've seen in some markets, and ours I think is around 25 at the moment, I haven't looked today, that will go back to its mean. It will go back to the average, go back to where it was, and it will stabilize. We don't know when. No one has that crystal ball, and if anyone promises you that, it's a lie. But it will all happen. Look what happened when our finance minister got fired. Do you remember that? Many don't. Our Rand the next day went from 14 odd to 17, touching 18 Rand. Where were we 2 or 3 weeks ago? Back at 15. Our Rand immediately recovered after the finance minister was fired and a new one was put in place. Things normalized. It took a couple of weeks. We got back to the 15 Rand mark. So we will get these blips of irregularities, and the statisticians love it. But if you keep a sound mind, things will revert and will go back to normal. It's a very different conversation with someone I'm now also having, unfortunately for them. They didn't want to apply some advice principles. They didn't want to do some financial planning. And they are independent contractors. They're a freelancer. They didn't build up their emergency fund. No doubt you've heard this concept, emergency fund, continuously. Let me simplify. It's take a little bit of your budget every month, you put it into a money market or similar type product to build up 3 to 6 months of living expenses. That's living expenses like food, transport costs, rent or bond installments, the basics you need to survive if something happens to your ability to earn an income. This is critical for business owners, self-employed, those that have variable or erratic income. I'm thinking now of a doctor that I had a conversation with last week. His practice is in dentistry, has had a significant drop-off, many cancellations, because people will maybe not go and get their teeth cleaned. It's a nice to have, but we don't do it this month, we'll leave it for 2 or 3 months' time. He's had a massive drop-off. But let me come back to my freelancer. So he doesn't have this emergency fund because he never thought this would happen. He's had many events now cancelled, many employment opportunities have been cancelled, who knows for how long, and this is going to have a significant impact on his financial well-being. You can mitigate that risk by having this emergency fund. Think of it as self-insurance, but it's your money. You're not giving it to an insurance company. You are having it. You are in control of it. All you then have to do in a situation like we find ourselves now, you log on to your internet banking, go to your money market, go inter-account transfer, boom, 20 grand from that money market into your account, debit orders are sorted. You can alleviate your financial stress very, very simply. And the last one now, those of us that are nearing or in retirement, very scary times. I understand that. But we've gone through this with the 2000 IT bubble. We've gone through this with the 2008 and 9 global financial crisis. This is terrible. It is scary. Your statements are down. Your values are down. We know that. But you still own the assets. You still have your shares, or you still have your unit trusts, no matter the company. That is still there, ladies and gents. You still own it. The market price may be down, but you still own it. It hasn't disappeared. So keep a level head. Don't make any fund changes. Don't make any switches. Don't get out of the market unless you really have to, and it's part of your plan, because you will recover in time and normality will come back. So stick it out. Make sure you chat to your financial planner, your financial advisor. Make sure that everything is in line. We don't have a crystal ball. We don't know when this will turn, but we do know it will turn and things will get better.